Today's video is sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Just kidding. I wish. Welcome back, everyone. Today is a Jeep video. I've been promising to show you my frame that's been fixed. I have an unboxing today. Got some stuff for the Jeep. I haven't even opened it yet. I saved it for you guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about my frame. If I have time at the end, I'm going to try to fix the visor on the passenger side. That's been kind of a project I've been putting off a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned. So here's the broken part here. Jeep always love getting packages for the Jeep. What's going on, everyone? Today is the day I'm dropping off the Jeep to get the frame looked at. Actually, hopefully to get the frame fixed. The frame's been in bad shape for since I bought it. I didn't know about the issue when I bought it. One of my bosses at work at the fire department has a TJ Jeep and had similar issues with his frame. I think his is a 99, mine's a 98. He took his to a guy, and the guy charged him, you know, a certain amount of money to fix 4 spots on his frame. I took mine several weeks ago down to see that guy, and he tried to charge me the same amount of money to fix 1 spot on my frame, and I'm like, I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. After that, I took my Jeep to a buddy of mine. He works at a welding shop with his grandfather and stuff, and I think the project was maybe a little over his head or something. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he told me he couldn't do the project. So I then contacted a welding shop here in Columbus. So that's where I'm headed today to drop it off. This is the 3rd place I'm going to try. I have other options that if this one falls through as well, then I'll just give them a call. I'm still waiting to hear back from a friend of mine who might have an option. A guy who works on Jeeps. I don't know how promising that lead is, but then I have another guy up in Indianapolis, a friend of mine who likes to work on Jeeps, and he told me about a welding shop up on the east side of Indy that does good work. The only issue with that is I really don't want to drive the Jeep that far with the frame in this condition. That's really the only issue with that, or I would probably have taken it up there. So cross your fingers, pray that the shop can work on it, and pray they don't charge me an arm and a leg to do it. Hopefully I won't have another project this large coming up anytime soon. I'm going to try to get a lot of small things done on the Jeep after this. But this needed to happen. This should have happened weeks ago, but I'm glad it's getting done now. This video was filmed over several days, so I'm going to try to put it all together for you. The clips you just saw, I dropped the Jeep off at a welding shop in town. It's a professional welding shop in town here called Ace Welding. They took me right in, so I didn't have to wait at all. I was excited about that, and dropped it off one day. I think it took a total of 3 days for them to look at the Jeep, cut out the rust, and to give me the Jeep back, fix the Jeep, and give it back to me. So a total of 3 days, It did not take a long time. The only downside is I couldn't really film any of it, so it was at their shop. They were kind of doing things on their time, and so just didn't get any of that footage for you guys at all. I wanted to show you them cutting out the rust and fixing the hole and everything like that. So well, I'm going to show you what they did. You saw a little bit of how the frame on the bottom was kind of rusted out there, and it was starting to crack my control arm bracket. I started looking into, when I found out I had a frame issue, I started looking for ways to fix it, and I kept coming across these they're called safety caps. This right here is not actually a safety cap brand, but it's the same piece. My neighbor, he flips Jeeps. He's been doing it for a long time, a little bit older guy. He actually had two of the pieces that fixed the trailing arm where I had the issue. He had the driver's side and the passenger side piece. Normally these brackets are around, they're priced around $180, $190, upwards to $200. There's some of them that I've seen go up to like $240. So they're, let's say, an average around $200 a piece. He ended up selling me both pieces, the driver's side where I had the issue and the passenger side, for $130. So I thought I made out like a bandit on that. So thank you, Larry, for that. So I got the piece here. I'm going to show you on the B-roll what it is. It's a nice thick steel piece. It actually, they claim to be thicker steel than the actual frame that came with the Jeep, the stock frame. What's great about this piece here is it actually covers up the entire spot that has the issues, and it gives you plenty of extra steel to weld on to make sure that the frame is actually going to be in sound and work properly for many years to come. My spot actually wasn't as bad as I've seen online. I've seen some frames almost completely rusted out from back to front, because when Jeep made this frame back in the day, there was no way for water to come out of the frame. There's factory holes here. I'll show you. There's factory holes on the side of the frame that allow water, dirt, mud, sand, anything when you're trail riding, just even driving down the road, kicking up a little bit of rocks. They go in those holes and they have no way to come out. So what happens is moisture sits in there and it starts to slowly rust out the frame from the inside out. And that's what happens to a lot of these TJs on the frame, especially on this lower control arm, trailing arm area. That's where I had my issues. Ace Welding said that he took a look at my frame and he was pretty impressed with the rest of the frame. There are certain areas that probably will need addressing in the future, but he said for the most part my frame is actually looking really, really nice. It's a shame that I actually had to fix that. The company I took it to said it was going to cost anywhere from $500 to $800. And of course, the Jones way, yeah, give me the full price, man. $800, that's what it cost me. So I'm not too disappointed with the price, because initially the first guy I actually took my Jeep to was going to charge me $2,800 to fix the frame for this one spot. And I thought that was kind of ridiculous. So I told him no thank you, I'll find someone else. So I went through my friend, he couldn't do it, and now I ended up with Ace Welding. So he ended up doing it for $800. I was hoping it would be closer to $500, but it wasn't. But that's okay. I got it done. It needed done. I didn't feel comfortable driving the Jeep as much. Really shouldn't be driving it at all like that. I didn't want it to break my control arm bracket, but it's fixed now. It looks great. Let me show you. So right here is where the piece was rusted out. The frame was rusted out. The nice part about these new brackets that get welded on, and they actually have a built-in drain hole. So any type of water gets in, it will definitely come running out. So the piece actually goes way up here. Tell where they welded around the piece. It makes contact with the original frame all the way around. He said he did have to modify the piece I had. He said the actual piece that I brought in actually went all the way to the top of the frame, and it left him no place to weld. So he actually trimmed down my piece a little bit. Initially he didn't want to use the piece I had, but since I had it and I already paid for the price, or actually paid for the pieces, he was willing to use it. Another issue, I guess a couple issues he might have had, You can tell right here where they cut it out. I'm not sure why they left it open like that, and I'm not sure if it's going to be an issue. I trust the welder. I'm just going to, I mean, there's factory holes here I showed you before, so I'm just going to treat it right now as a factory hole. I'm hoping that it doesn't cause any more moisture to seep in and be an issue down the road. I don't think it will be, but I don't know if you guys weld at all, if you guys know, let me know. Maybe I should cover that up with another piece of steel welded on. I don't know. Another issue here is I don't know if you can tell, this bolt here is not 100% seated. It's kind of hard for you to see it. Toward the right side of the bolt, it sticks off of the frame, almost kind of how it went in at an angle. He said he had a hard time getting that bolt on. I was nervous about that when he told me. I was thinking it was going to cause an issue with the tire. I actually came back here and I was trying to look at the angles here to make sure it lined up. To me, they look identical. I was driving home from the shop. I was looking out the window. I was watching to see if that tire was wobbling at all. It wasn't. It was driving straight. I didn't feel any more vibration than normal at all. I mean, these tires kind of put off some vibration anyways. They're 32s, so they're kind of stocky. They're kind of big, and they do vibrate a little bit on the road, but I didn't feel any abnormal vibration or wobbling or anything like that. So I'm assuming it's actually going to be okay. It's something I'm going to keep an eye on in the future, just to watch. So the bolt and that little hole that he left were kind of concerning to me, but I'm not a professional welder like he is, so he might know better than I. Overall, I'm really happy, and I feel confident that it's not going to break anytime soon. Probably this side is probably the strongest part of my frame now. So I'm going to keep an eye out for the rest of the frame. Still areas that need to be fixed. And let me show you these body mounts. So you can tell right here, these body mounts, and it's only on the middle ones. So these two are great. I wouldn't say great, but I said they're pretty good. But these two middle ones and the one on the exact other side, they're almost identical. I guess the driver's side is a little worse than this one, but the body mounts on this side, front and back, are good. So yeah, those are the only other rust issues I'm gonna have to take care of in the future. So right now I think they're gonna be fine. There's several other body mounts holding it on, and I'm gonna address those soon in the near future. I'm not sure when, but I don't like having issues like that on the Jeep. I want it to be 100% sound. I'm gonna try to fix the visor real quick. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I'll probably throw you guys on a time lapse here, and let me give you a quick before. So I'm in on the passenger side right now. This is where the bracket broke. It's this bracket right here. It's supposed to be not broken. I think the hardest part is putting a new bracket onto the actual visor, which I guess would be the whole project. So here's the broken part here. You actually have to cut this metal piece off here, and that spring slides off, this plastic part slides off, and then you just place the new one on. This is actually everything that comes in the kit. I think they whoops, that's probably why they give you multiple. I just dropped one, but I think these are the hardest part here. That's why they give you several different ones. You only need one spring and then the bracket piece. So that got stressful. I got it fixed. It looks like it's working. Moves just fine. This actually was very difficult. When I looked up online how to do this initially, I haven't looked at it in several weeks. It took me a while. That I'm so glad they send multiple pieces of this, because I broke two like back to back, and I was on my third one, and I only have, yeah, I only had 4 of them because one of them was a washer. So there was only 4 of these pieces, and I just snapped them right in half. They're hard to put on, and they're really thin, and they break easy. So that's good. Let's put it up. All done. It's looking good. Everything works like it should. It actually wasn't a bad project at all. The worst part is trying not to break those little safety spring holders. So not bad at all. My little star screwdriver thing that takes, because look at these screws here. They take those star, I think they're like T stars. Those screws take a T20. So that's all done. Let's get to that package, and I'll let you guys go. All right, I don't have a lot of time left here, but I'm going to show you just a couple things I got for the Jeep. I always love getting packages for the Jeep, and I probably shouldn't have ordered all this stuff. It's not a lot of stuff, but I always feel guilty like buying for myself. But one of these things in here is I definitely need coming up soon, or I need to get it on. Let's see what we got here. All right. First, I got a new coffee cup. I'm a coffee drinker now, and I've been carrying my wife's mug around. So I got me a coffee cup. It didn't have the lid like I like it to have. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, so my wife has the push button lid. It makes it really easy when you're driving a stick shift Jeep. But this thing is awesome. Definitely, it's not pink, so definitely gonna help a lot. Been excited about getting this. I've been putting off this lubrication for the zippers off for a long time. I'm probably gonna put this on soon. I really haven't. I don't have a need of taking off the top right now, but I've been using the back to store like the seat, taking out the seat, trying new things out, and I've been unzipping that soft top quite a bit, and the soft top definitely needs some type of zipper lubrication, and I heard this is a pretty good brand. It's Star Bright. I'll put all the links to what I got in the description below. I haven't used it before, but I heard it's good stuff. I had good reviews. This is definitely needed. This is a custom wiring harness by Kurt. For towing. It's a 4-pin connector. Comes with zip ties. So these all plug into the brake lights. It's all like a plug and play type thing. The 4-pin right here for the trailer, which my trailer is a 4-pin. No braking system on there, so it doesn't need the 7-pin. It has a spot to ground and everything. So this right here is for my shifter. I think this is called a shifter bezel. Shifter bezel. It's like $7. I broke mine when I was taking out the console for my carpet install, and it's been aggravating me ever since, and I'm gonna fix that soon. Oh yeah, forgot I ordered this. This is a microphone for shooting my YouTube videos. I want to try to get my audio a little better for you guys. I notice sometimes when I turn my head and point to things, you can't hardly hear me as much. So This will help clip it on my jacket. It has like a 30-foot line, like 30-foot. I don't know. It's supposed to be pretty long, so I can actually get away from my camera and you can hear me like I'm talking right here. So I don't know if you noticed, I've been talking really close to the camera. I usually film a lot of stuff outside. This is going to help me just be able to stay back from the camera, show you more of the scene, or show you more of the Jeep, so you're not always kind of up close and personal. So I know you guys don't want to be that close to me, so this will help a lot. That's pretty much it. That is all I have for you today. I still need to get this window fixed. There's a small chip in the window. I'm gonna get that fixed really soon, so that's coming up. Also, I'm working on getting side steps for the Jeep. There's kind of, I'm having a hard time with my side steps right now. I'm trying to figure out what I want. I want a single step here just to make it look, you know, it's a sport Jeep here. See, it says sport right there. I want a sporty look. I'm not a huge fan of the full-size running boards. I know it gives you more surface area to place your feet. You don't have to kind of adjust it at all. You kind of have always a different place to put your foot. But I kind of like the single, the foot steps there. So I'm gonna get me some side steps real soon, one for each side. This is a tall Jeep. It's hard to get in and out, especially with the lift it has on it, and the tires make it higher too. So this is the first time viewing my channel on Jones Edition. I talk about my Jeep a lot. I talk about kayak fishing, camping stuff, my trailer, a camping kayak trailer combo. I bought a storage unit online last week. I put that video up. It's probably one of my most watched videos other than my camping trailer, my camping kayak trailer. So if you kind of like this stuff, stay tuned. I have a lot more in store for you, especially when it warms up. I'm gonna have a lot more videos. And so hit that like button if you like that kind of stuff. Subscribe, and that helps me a lot. The more engagement I have on my channel, if you like, you comment, and you subscribe, it helps YouTube share my videos to other people who might like that kind of stuff. It'll help the channel to grow, which would be awesome. The more it grows, maybe down the road Chick-fil-A will sponsor me. I don't know. I definitely won't turn that down. I'm rambling on here long enough. I'm gonna let you go. Take care, be safe, peace, see you on the next one. Let you go. So, the first time that bus keeps on going by.